To order and welcome. And I'm sorry. I said this is Monday, October 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. Commissioners Courtroom, 162 West 1st Street, Trinity County Courthouse, Groveton, Texas. And we'd like to open prayers to do that.
Absolutely. You stand and bow your heads, please. Gracious Heavenly Father, we're thankful for another day that we have to serve you. We ask you to be with us today as we conduct the affairs for this county. God, and let us do it to the best of our ability, God, in the utmost integrity as well. Be with our nation, God, be with this election, that your will be accomplished. We thank you again for another day to serve you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one individual.
Do the public forum. Ronald Lesson. Good morning. Morning, sir. How are you?
Doing terribly well, sir. I'm here to address you all for the position of Veteran Service Officer for the county. I've been with VFW and American Legion for 48 years, helping veterans. I'm applying for the job because I understand that the others have all passed away. Just had a commemorative service last Saturday for the last one. So I'm applying for it. I've done several veterans assistance programs through the American Legion and the VFW. Conducted many funerals for veterans and helped their next of kin with needs that they needed after their loved one passed away. So I'm just here to present myself, apply for the job.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Miss Stacy Sorhan.
Good morning.
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 If I had a POA that represented me in my subdivision, I wouldn't stand before you. We do have a POA, it's just that my street's the only street of the subdivision that's not represented. The reason why I'm coming to you is because I live on a dead-end street, and there's a need for a turnaround. And the plat that the county's commissioner approved of 20-something years ago shows that there's a turnaround. The survey that I have shows that there's a turnaround. The court-ordered survey that I have shows that. The court-ordered survey for my neighbor shows that there's a turnaround. And yet, when I tried to clear and work on a turnaround, the police are constantly called. So Deputy Prestwood asked for me, I guess just so that that police department could have peace, not to work on it. But we desperately need, and I've respected what he requested. But I'm coming to you to ask, can I please have a turnaround? And it's not just for necessity, it's also, if you'll please let me read this, it says, Trinity County Regulation for Subdivision Plats, Section 2.07 explicitly states all permanent dead-end streets or roads shall have a turnaround with the right-of-way diameter of 100 feet.
This is going to be
White Rock
Estate?
Estates?
Yes, yes.
Me and you talked in the last Wednesday, Thursday, last week.
Yes. Are you Tommy Park?
Yes.
Okay. And I emailed, did you get my
Yes,
email?
ma'am. I got the
Okay.
email. I haven't sat down with Colton, this is the first day I've saw him since, but,
Okay.
I know this has been an ongoing battle between you and your neighbor.
Well, it's more than that. He's filed a trespass suit against me. Thankfully, I won that. He's filed a road case against me. Thankfully, that's been dismissed.
This has been going on since I was constable when he was JP.
Yeah.
That being a private road is not a county road, this section, but they also, that section, correct me if I'm wrong, that section of the subdivision is not governed by the same POA as the other or something. This road is
Correct.
not on there.
Correct.
But with it not being a county road, obviously I can't go in there and work on it. I don't know the legality of us saying it's okay for her to do it either, you know, I don't know.
I'm not asking the county to work on the road.
That's what I'm saying, I don't know the legality of you being able to go down the road and work on the road.
A turnaround is needed because what is going on is that like I have a propane tank, so a propane trunk. It's a very tight turnaround, and half the time, like I even have delivery trucks come down the road. Half the time, because there's not a turnaround, they go to my neighbor's yard and turn around in his front yard. And I tell them there's a solution to that. There can be a turnaround built out, make it obvious this is where people turn around. But he fights me on that too. I don't understand it, keep him out of his front yard. But we need it. I would love to have, because I'm not in I don't have a POA, I don't have the amenities of the subdivision. One of the amenities I would like would be waste disposal. Well, a waste disposal truck can't go down there. There's no place to turn around.
How does your neighbors feel about all this, man?
It's just two people on this road.
Correct.
Her and the neighbor that
Yes.
they're feuding.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that them?
Yeah, he's the one that fights me. In fact, he's trying to run me off Livingston Road. I mean, he's doing everything in his power to do that. And I don't know why. I don't understand the animosity myself.
Yes, ma'am, we cannot touch a private subdivision. We're
You
not.
can't honor what your code says?
You'd have to take him to court and it'd go through, wouldn't it?
That's correct. There's nothing we can do because it's private land, a private subdivision, a private road. It's not county maintained. The problem you have is probably with the developer. I wouldn't know about the deed restrictions. I'd have to look at them. But there's nothing anyone on this court could do about that.
Well, the deed restrictions do mention easements because I pulled them myself. Every single lot on there mentions deed.
How wide is the easement on there, on that road?
On going down the road, it's 15 feet.
Is your house 15 feet off the road?
No, on my side of the road where I live, it's 5 feet. My house is 5 feet off the road.
I know it's pretty close.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
I think that was one of the arguments between them, maybe at one time when I was constable, that the house was too close.
That
to the road.
wasn't it. The argument is he still to this day believes I'm on his land. He doesn't think the 2 lots that I own are mine. Even after we've had it settled in court, he still believes I'm on his property to this day.
If I could, it
Yes,
sounds like there's nothing the court can do about this problem. If you have a problem with deed restrictions or the subdivision rules or the plating or something like that, that's going to be taken up with the developer. And I think they'll already have a suit in district court.
That was settled in May
Okay.
of this year.
Again, there's nothing we can do in Commissioners Court, and I think it's probably going to pass the time limit for the public forum or something like that.
Well, I'm doing what Judge Wallace asked me to do. She asked me to come before Commissioner's Court.
Okay, I don't know if that was the right
But
avenue.
that's what I was asked to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
It sounds to me like you gotta file another suit to figure out these deed restrictions with your neighbor. Both of y'all ain't on board, so with the same ideas, so wherever the deed restriction says, you're going to have to hire you a lawyer and take him back to court for that issue. It's a totally different issue.
Coach, can that be done in JP court or?
No, sir, anything with real property has to be done in district court.
District court.
Anything with real property has
An
to
easement is considered real property,
well, an easement on real property, right?
and the turnaround is real property?
If it's dirt, it's real property.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
Thank you.
conduct a public hearing on the extended Texas Department of Code law to all roads in Lakewood Subdivision. Okay. I'll open it up at 9:14. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, what we got, I brought the minutes of the meeting where we approved last year to do this. And so we're just reassuring that we would like to get this done. The vote.
We've gotten some letters and calls up here, and people were concerned. I know there was a problem with the POA as far as, you know, proper paperwork being filed. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we've worked with Lawrence heavily on that, getting the proper paperwork filed to address this.
No, sir, the actual validity of the POA.
There is a lawsuit and a judgment, but that's 4 properties.
Okay.
But that is, and it's going to appeals for it.
I think that, what I've got a phone call about, hoping is that people say, I say people, I got a letter in the mail, also a phone call about it, is that they're saying that Lakewood is not even POA anymore because the judge.
Judge Wells ruled against it, and that's what's being appealed because something wasn't filed timely. Is what
During the, now I'm going to briefly do something, I apologize. While we had the pandemic going on, we were forbidden from having a meeting, and of course, everything was delayed. So reactivating the restrictions, we're talking about the restrictions, not the bylaws. The bylaws are still active. But the restrictions, because we were late in that, that's what that whole lawsuit is about. We were late going in because of the pandemic. We were not allowed to have a public meeting. And so that's some of the contention. So at this time, there has been several things, and it's now going to the appellate court.
Is there a piece of paper that says y'all are, you know, sure enough, everything's been taken care of? That you're, I guess the late filing fee, I mean, the late filing is what y'all are arguing about?
Yeah, but it's only on the
As it
restrictions.
is fixed?
Yeah, they voted in 22, there was we had the meeting in 22, and it was all approved by the property.
And it was filed and everything?
Yes, sir.
So it's already been filed in the last.
Lawrence spoke with the judge, and he said that everything, from what Lawrence said, he told me, we went to their meeting a couple weeks ago, and he said that the judge said everything was back in order.
Okay, because we had talked to the judge's coordinator, then we talked to the judge, and we kind of went around, and we just want to make sure that everything, all the i's are dotted and t's are crossed.
Well, absolutely, and we appreciate that, but, and of course, what we're trying to do now is just give the law enforcement all the tools they can to help us make it a safe neighborhood. And with the restrictions, we're in limbo, but the bylaws are not. So we are still, by the state of Texas, we are still appealing.
So, is the gate still up?
Yes.
It is up.
And that is legal to enforce the state law with the gate across the road?
Yes, yes,
It's not open
yes.
to the public?
We had that, in 2002, we had it where we did get it through to have them enforce speeding laws. What we wish to do now is increase it to be able to let them do all traffic laws.
I don't have a problem with it. If it's legal, that's fine.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not allowed to go through a gate on one of my county roads. If somebody puts a gate up, I can't go in there and grade it, and it's a county road. So I'm wondering how the law can go in and do police work
there
when it's
is
not open to the public.
there's some kind of thing that allows that legally to do, because we.
Isn't that what this is about? I mean, we want that done. I mean, we've had instances where people have said, why can't they do something when they're in here? And Lawrence and the police say, well, we can't unless you go to Commissioners Court and you get it authorized that we can do this. They showed us documentation, they've got it in other subdivisions, what they can do and what they can't do. So that's what we're asking
He's just
for.
asking a question. No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right. And Westwood Shores is a gated community, and you already had some bylaws in place before. Y'all just would like the entire transportation code to be enforced.
Right.
I think the concern was, Vicky, is that, you know, like he said, that we could, if let's just say somebody lives at the end of the road and they own property down the sides of the road, they want to put a gate up halfway down the road, we're not allowed to go past that gate. That was the concern.
Neil, kind of working back, I just kind of had a little bit of epiphany comparing, you get the law enforcement, so as a county, we're agreeing to accept that for law enforcement to patrol it. If they came to the county and said, hey, we want to make this a public road, and y'all agreed to accept it, y'all could do that as well.
Sure.
So that's it right there. We're doing the same thing, we're just doing it, we're accepting it.
It was
and
just
we're
a
getting-
question that.
No, it didn't occur to me earlier, but I think that's how it would work, is that we're choosing to, we're not obligated to patrol those extra private roads, but if they ask, and we think it's okay, and it's in our ability, we can. Of course, maintaining a private road is a lot more of an undertaking than patrolling it, so that would probably be the analogy.
I think that, there's a handful, like Chris said, there's a handful of laws you can enforce in there right now. But law enforcement, Lakewood does have a few issues in there with different people, and the law enforcement can go in there and their hands aren't tied in different laws, then they can try to resolve some of these issues that are in there. I'm for it. I was law enforcement a long time. I know when your hands are tied, you can't really do much, but if, I was at the meeting a few weeks ago and then also talking to everybody that in there that I talked to is, the majority, pretty high percentage wants this done.
So if your majority of your homeowners, they all agreed to this?
When we actually put it on the ballot last year at the annual meeting, and it passed 34-6 was the vote.
Yeah, I saw your vote in here, it's 34-6.
How come it was about a year ago? I guess I don't know.
That's how long it's taken to find out everything and process everything to the county. First of all, we had to find the 2002 one because nobody knew where it was, and after a search in the records over here, I was able to find it. So we brought that out and presented it to the law enforcement agency so they could at least enforce speeding. That was just a tool for them to help keep, like I said, keep it safe.
I think she wants to add.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that too, and then once we got that submitted, it took time, we worked with Lawrence to get everything together, he's busy, so we got it finally submitted and brought, I think, to you the approval.
Well, Lawrence has been working with them
Yeah.
all this time. It's
Just
not like they didn't.
I was just curious about the dates, I didn't know.
I know.
Yeah, well, that's before my time on the speeding one, but, so we had to go back and find it. And then that allowed us we found out that we could, and apparently last month, we did something here to promote that and move it on. And so we got all the paperwork.
That was the Trinity Code or something we did a couple months ago, some other subdivision we did a couple months ago.
Trinity Code.
I think so. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
the steps are done, I think they put it on, and this was the public forum, and it would give anybody in opposition a chance. I guess, Judge, you should ask if there's anybody opposed that'd also like to speak to this. Because we did receive, some letters from people in Lakewood, maybe not as eager as y'all are to adopt the traffic.
That's good.
That's the only reason I asked the question.
And the phone call, Colton, the phone call I got wasn't that they were completely against it, it's how can this be done if there's no POA? So when we resolve that, then I'm sure they'll be.
The question of whether or not there's a POA has been resolved, and the state of Texas alone shows that we're still a POA.
Well, that's good enough for me.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's
Do we have any opposition to that? It's here.
Anybody else want to speak?
Judge, I think I'd inform those people that had a problem with it when they talk to Lacey in your office and tell them that this was the chance to come and contest it.
No discussion, I'm gonna close it down. 9:24. Okay, number 5, discuss an act on extending the Texas Department Code laws in Lakewood subdivision.
I'll entertain the motion to do it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Number 6, approve the minutes, October 8th.
And 10. I read through the minutes, the first section, or first set of minutes, I did not find any discrepancies in, but on the second one I did. On number 5, it says that motion was made by Commissioner Park, seconded by Commissioner Truss.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
He wasn't
so
here.
he wasn't here at that meeting. So,
It was,
on
it
the
was,
second one, when we did the fire,
yeah, I
yeah.
forgot to change his name.
Yes, I know, we caught you right. So that's the only thing that I have, that I found in the minutes, so if we can make that correction, I'll make a motion to accept the minute.
He was on Zoom meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Ah, well, me and Neil didn't see the Zoom. Yeah, watch it go.
Morning, Mr. Warren. Seven, approve the act official on this. We'll do the bond first. Right now, we have one.
Lots of
Don't-
personal action forms, so we go. Number 8.
Number 8, discuss an act approval of person action form.
What is that, Judge? You split the position, is that what I understand? In maintenance?
There was an extra full-time person that we had in there that shouldn't have been in there. And they did want to hire a part-time seasonal, so I suggested we move that full-time person out of that slot and put it into part-time seasonal.
This is that young boy that's
Yes,
been
sir.
working.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Warren?
This wasn't in your packet.
Payroll report.
This is basically coming from two different systems. One was our old Hill Country system, and then our new financial intelligence system. So, summary you can see on the front there.
How does that system work? Good?
It is, I mean, obviously, anytime you, go into a new system, there's always things that you uncover, and that's a great opportunity to improve things and, make it better, so that's what we're working towards.
No action on that.
Correct, no action. Everybody's still looking, so,
Oh, you go ahead, Judge, when you get ready, if I had anything, you know I'd add.
anybody else? Steve?
That's right, I have a question.
I do.
Okay.
Boy, everybody turned and looked at me. I got a question for you and Monty. On our ARPA funds, I know we have to have this money spent by 26. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
The interest that we have made on this money,
You can spend it as well.
okay, could we retain that if we wanted to?
The interest. Yes, I believe the interest is accrued for us.
Yes.
But it doesn't need to be spent by December the 26th, is what you're asking. Is it?
Right. And that, I don't
Don't
double
answer.
check that, but
Could y'all find out for us?
question.
Yes.
Huh?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I know that on the State Bill 22, you have to spend it or it goes back. On the ARPA, I don't know if they've been addressed that, so we'll look that up.
Yeah.
What we should have done when we invested the money was put the interest in a separate account.
Well, it's tracked, so we can see the interest, but we couldn't have moved it to this general fund.
Oh, no, we wouldn't want it in no general fund or in
But we will.
precinct 3.
Right.
That's
We
what I
will have-
wanted.
But there is some excess there, so that if we need to spend it for something.
Well, that's what I was asking about retaining. I can spend the 300, but I'd like to retain the
Right.
interest earned.
And then if you have something else you want to use your interest on, then you certainly can.
Yes, ma'am. But it might not be spent by the
By
December
December
26th.
26th?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the deadline?
To be
December
spent.
of 26.
Yes, the end of December
Is
26th.
that allocated or has to be spent?
Allocated, we have to have had it done by this December.
Right.
Coming up. You have to already have it earmarked. Where's it going? Who's gonna get it?
Got it.
by December of
Got that.
24.
Which we've done all that.
Yes, ma'am. We got that.
Yeah.
I would just have a question on the interest, and I can
Interest.
retain that interest. No, sir. Nobody gonna share precinct 2, then ever die.
It's your interest.
Yes, ma'am.
Getting close to Christmas.
That was my question to y'all, if y'all could find it out, because
We'll double check that and look at that for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That was my question.
Can you turn around and reinvest it? You might check that out, too.
The interest,
The interest for it.
so it's already obviously invested.
I know it, but once you move
Mhm.
it,
Well, you're not gonna move it. It could stay in that
and it'd be all right.
investment fund,
Right.
so it would compound.
Now, you win me.
And as of right now, the interest rates are still decent. However, looking at where that's headed, we're suspecting that those interest rates are gonna start declining fairly rapidly over the next few months, so.
Every percentage point is money.
That's true.
I guess we moved on to number 10, kind of what we're talking about.
Right.
Judge, you want to read that out?
Number 10, discuss and act approval of receipt file listing of activity report with Trinity County debt schedule in August and September 2024.
Well, I had a question.
Me?
The older style packet was new one. That it had our checking accounts on there. Is that somewhere in this packet? I haven't saw it. I just like seeing what I got in front of me.
Well, body's made a few improvements on this system, or Rebecca, or Oren, or whoever, but it still likes some homework.
But if you remember, there was a section that showed our checkings accounts and our savings accounts.
Well, you're gonna see it in the monthly report,
Okay.
but I don't know how it prints on their, receipt file. You have a receipt file in there, Warren?
There is one from, but again, it's showing,
It's just showing what was received, but not by department. There should be a report that you can run that will show what the bank balance is.
I just remember this packet here.
yeah, it doesn't,
Yeah.
this doesn't have the bank balance in it here. This is just showing by department
department.
the receipts, but
Yeah.
it doesn't
We have the
have.
receipt file, but we don't have the check.
So-
And we're working, I know I'm working with them on some other reports to say, hey, I need this included in this report, how do I get it in there? So,
The one thing about the new system is we got a million different type of
really different ways
reports
to do it.
out there. Some are way more detailed than you would ever want in a packet, because it would be way more than you could put in a folder for a month. But we are going back and forth, and of course, if there's anything you want to see in some of this, we've got their ear right now, and we're trying to get every report we can to streamline for you. So it sounds like we definitely want a bank balance listing. Is that correct?
Yes.
So.
Yes.
All right.
Buddy,
Yes,
just make you a note, we paid those big notes off.
yes, sir.
Did we take that out of my regular savings or the ARPA?
ARPA,
You sure?
yes, sir. But they have not been deducted from the ARPA fund yet.
Okay.
Okay.
My regular savings looks pretty low, so that's why I was,
The bank accounts are still being adjusted and transfers from your investment funds. Not all of those have been made. I know Road Bridge 4, when you paid off for bought a new Mack truck, that has not been taken out of Road Bridge 4 when you look at your investment fund, just FYI. So there are still some that have not been carried over, so. But while the money's sitting in there, you are earning interest.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's only, in there. We're cleaning that up right now.
Yes, those are big tasks that we
Just make sure you don't take any excess out.
No, we just wanna make sure we get what needs to come out of there.
why is that even showing that Mack truck on there, since, on the debt schedule?
This is for the end of this last fiscal
Right.
year. We
That's
gotta
for
go
Next
through-
month it'll go
Right.
away.
Yes, it goes
Exactly.
away.
Okay.
Both of those will, and it'll reduce the other one.
Right.
So all
Okay.
that'll change.
Good
over time.
deal.
Okay.
Y'all doing a good job. I'll make a motion, we accept it like it is.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Number 11.
Sorry, I was making myself some notes.
Okay.
Discuss an act on approval of monthly financial report for September 2024. Mrs. Bonner.
Okay, this one looks a little bit different, almost like one we used to have, not quite, but at least it's not landscape. I put it in portrait size, so hopefully you can see. Your income side is the first part, your revenue, and then you get into the departments. And this again is as of September the 30th. Now, we have what we call a 13th month. That means stuff that's been coming in since October, and even until maybe the middle of November, that was for items purchased or received in September. We accrue that back into the books for September. This new system, I love it, because now we can see what is being accrued by that month. We used to be a system added liability, and you couldn't even tell what it was for.
Yes, ma'am. I see that it had to go to the end of September
Yes.
because the percentages that I was over on rock and,
Right.
but there's one that too, when you get through, I've got a question
Sure.
about contract hauling.
And that's going to be how they've classified contract hauling, could be how you classified it as,
You talking about, you got some spin on that? It's gonna be that wrap that we,
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
That's
Okay,
it.
that's what I
That's
needed to know. That's
Yeah.
that rap charge.
anytime you have someone that we've hired to
Yes, ma'am, with the judge there, can you put my money back in?
hey, but Vicky did submit that.
I gotta get you share
Well, she submitted that fee, the 10,000 we each spent
Yeah.
on RAF. She submitted it to FEMA,
Yes.
so we may
Yeah.
get reimbursement.
And then we get that back, but I mean,
Looks like we might, but I don't know when.
Yeah.
I see that you got it down to where I've just about used everything
just
in
about
mind.
each of it. But there is some revenue that hasn't posted. That's why I put that on the
Yes,
front of the
ma'am,
page.
so that's fine. I like that though.
This, like he just said on that, from what I understand, and I know you've explained this to me probably 100 times, but if we spend stuff out of our savings or our ARPA, it goes in one of these line items, right?
It comes into your general bank account, and then when we cut a check, we charge it to that line item, and then it has to go to payables to pay that check.
Because, you know, I bought a few things,
Mhm.
as in like a piece of property and some stuff last year and all that,
Yeah.
and it showed that I went over the budget.
Right.
But it's not really over budget because I used
You were
my
using,
savings,
correct.
savings or ARPA.
And in this new system, it will appear much better that way. It won't show that you're, because before it was being transferred in but not posting to the bank account. Because it's not new income. It's income you've been saving. So it's not your new budgeted money.
That's
It's not
just, there's some way
brand
that we might have just said that, there's some way
Yeah.
that.
And that would be, that's adjusted.
Yeah, that, where like if we spend out our savings or the ARPA, it don't show up on our regular budget, so I'm sure the way to.
We're fixing it with this one so that when money from ARPA comes in, it's kind of a bank-to-bank
Yeah.
Yes.
transfer, correct?
I like the way you have that. You adjusted it out.
And it will adjust out so it won't look nearly as like, whoa, that looks really bad.
Yeah.
But,
At least we had it in there to move around and pay it. So
yes,
that's what
yes.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I'm completely lucky that I did have savings during this flood and this hurricane and all that, you know, so.
And we did sign off on some papers to get a little bit money back. What was it, a little over $4,000?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's something.
From where, FEMA?
Yes, sir. Yep. Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
You need a motion to approve?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Bonnie. It was good.
You're welcome.
Discuss the act approval of claims, invoices, disaster-related purchases.
Well, of course, not very much, since you're waiting on your money. So that's just a couple of things, road bridge materials and a little bit of fuel, road bridge material.
I went up there to Vicky's office a while ago to sign off on some, grant she was doing or
Yes,
something for trash day. And I think she was on the phone with me.
Yes, she's
And
on the
she
phone
was
with
having-
them right now.
She was having pretty
Pretty
stubborn talk with him, I'll tell you that.
heated conversation every morning, every Monday morning.
Is she, that lady still kicking everything
I
down?
believe she
Prayed
kicked
over
something
her
back
son.
because just what I understand from the conversation is that they're wanting to know basically each pothole or each washout on a road, the depth, the length, the height, all this. But in the case she's talking about, I don't know which road, she's probably talking about one of my roads because it's washed completely out. She's saying from point A to point Z. This is what I'm telling you, the length, I'm telling you the width of this road, the whole road's got washed out.
It's
That's
gone.
what she can't get through.
She can't comprehend that the whole road is gone and not a section of the
Yes,
road, and it's
but-
just this deep.
But
It's
now
a
we got these
pothole.
roads built back up where people can get in
And
and
that's
out,
what
and they're
we've
not
been-
even gonna believe
This-
that they were washed out.
The supervisor understands.
Luckily, we got pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But the latest thing that she wanted to do was she had to have the length of the road. We're gonna use Glendale Holly, for example. It's 9 miles, 6/10. She had to have that, and then everywhere there was a washout and stuff, you had GPS, and all that, man.
It's
That ain't
it's
nothing but
redundant.
big government.
It's
And
redundant.
if Trump don't take care of that when he gets in there, I ain't never gonna vote for nobody he recommends.
But let me tell you, she has done it every way, which way they've asked for, and every way they
Oh,
have.
See what
Believe
you're
me, she has.
Yes.
And so whichever one they want, she goes, here it is. Which one you want? Here it is. We're-
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All in favor?
No, you got it today.
We got about 4 hours drive.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. No
Discuss
problem.
and act on approval on budget amendments for fiscal year 2024.
Okay, first one is for Constable Precinct 3, last fiscal year. I believe, Neil, you might, were aware of that.
Yes, sir. When he got that truck, he had one light that would, half of it would work and the other half wouldn't
On the new truck.
on that new truck. And that's all he had. And he asked me about getting some lights, and I said, have you got it in your budget? He said, yes, there's money in the budget that has never been used. I told him to go ahead and do it. Get it to Miss Bonnie where she can take it off the budget. I didn't realize he wanted $6,600 worth of light. For the police, you know, they want it all. So, that's what we got.
Well, he was driving that
That
road
is
with a
the
flashlight.
He asked and he received.
But the money was in the budget. It was in the budget. So I make a motion, we approve.
Well, let's just second that for
Well, where's he at? He's supposed to be here this morning.
Aye, Judge.
All in favor?
And that other, you want to vote on the other one, there's a second
Oh,
budget
there's a
in there, real quick. That's the one we talked about in the courthouse, splitting that out to the part-time seasonal.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, that was included in my motion.
In your motion, very good, sir, thank you.
It's included in my second.
Number 14, discuss approval to replace office shredder with a lease upon the Texas Document Solutions.
Well, we've got an old shredder over there at the annex, I think we've had it since 2007, according to what I could find on the thing. So it's broke, it's gone, it does not work.
Is this the same thing that?
No, that's a scanner. This shreds.
Oh.
Shred.
Shredder, I'm thinking scanner don't.
So we're not adding one, we're replacing
We're
one.
replacing one, but my question is, should we not purchase one rather than lease it? Because it'd be cheaper to purchase it.
Well, then explain it to me.
Well, I would choose option number 2. It's a big shredder. It's fast. It does about 37 gallons of paper. That's a lot. I mean, by the time you get it filled up, move it.
How much cheaper is it?
Well,
It's a 60-month lease, it's $131 a month.
which is $7,890.60. You buy it, it's $5,295.
Well, that sounds like the best way to go.
How long, what is the life expectancy of these things?
Well, the last one we had, which he said was as good as these, it lasted.
And that's the only
20
one we have over there
Uh-huh.
on that side.
That's for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am?
During this lease, do they come do maintenance and
Yes.
stuff on it?
And
That's
they'll
the only
still,
difference.
that it is, but they will still stand by it. I mean, if you call the number, they'll
Already
come
warranty or
and fix it.
something on it? Okay.
I make a motion we buy it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And let all my critics know that I voted for that.
It's not a copier, it's
You
not.
know how they are.
Number 15,
Send the email.
is that yours too? That's fine.
No, it's in your packet, but I can explain it and.
That's gonna be some thoughts, right?
Yeah, well, actually, we do the indigent grant reporting to the state. Office.
Miss Vicky's, is that what it was?
Actually, it's really the auditor's office.
Oh, it is?
What's that? What was
The
that?
indigent, the item number 15, the indigent defense formula grant.
Uh-huh.
The auditor's office submits all of the reporting to the state attorney general's office on cases and attorneys. The indigent defense program just sends us an amount based on our size of our population.
This is on the death row
Defense.
cases and,
All
yeah.
your court appointed attorneys.
What we need, a motion to approve it?
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 16, discuss and act on approval of maintenance service agreement quotes for our generator. There's two that's out here and the one that's across the street.
So, what is the total here for all of them? You add those together,
That's 16.
Yeah, those are
46, and you look at about 80 something, about $9,000 maybe? How much is it? 66,
75 plus
about 83.
about 8,300 or so. Yeah, 83.
Oh,
Then you
so it's how much?
8,300, something around 8,300.
I'll give you the exact total.
Give me an exact.
36, 25, 30, 50, 16, 50.
83.25.
Short quarter of the month.
Is that per?
That's all the way.
That's all.
I just had seen it in the packet, so they come out quarterly and do it, but is the price quarterly or yearly?
What did he put in that deal? I think it's for a year.
But don't
It says
say.
per unit, so I.
The only maintenance of this performance, right? I'm reading this right.
This one, he was gonna change the water pump, the hoses, the belts, any other, he's gonna throw a load test to it.
It says quarterly checkups, so I think it's gonna be for a year. But it
It's
doesn't
like a
say.
year.
It says labor material and it's quarterly for those 3 units, and then per unit.
Think we better get it clarified? Yeah, let's do that, let's table it. Let's just
We
get
got a
it.
motion on the
situation.
Yes.
It's not clear.
Yeah.
motion to table.
Okay. I need a
So
second.
Stephen second.
I'll second.
Stephen
All
second.
in favor?
Then it's.
Aye.
Discuss an act on accepting donations to Precinct 3, Trinity Community Cemetery Association.
Okay, Judge, what this is the Trinity Community Cemetery Association, which is the black funeral graveyard in Trinity, in Precinct 2. And me and Mike have been working to help them. They wanted to put a parking lot where they could park their car at the pavilion. So what I did, I hauled the rock, and me and Mike went over there and we spread it and made them a parking lot, but they paid for all the materials. That's what this is. So what do y'all make the motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, we got a Stephen second. So we got.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 18, receive the monthly report from the sheriff's department.
When it says
Trinity Police Department Jail, under a few pages in there, it's not numbered or anything, or I guess the third quarterly report. It says Trinity Police Department Jail, $14,350.
What page is that on?
It doesn't have you gotta flip through, table of contents, September.
Oh, yeah, the quarter, the third quarter.
Yeah, third quarter. I don't understand. I thought that was a whole big thing where the Trinity Police Department said they weren't housing any more inmates in the Trinity County Sheriff's Office.
They're not.
They're not.
Is that a fact?
Where is it at?
It's, look, go past the second page of quarterly report, third quarter, the next page, $14,350.
I don't have it in. I'm not in there.
Here you go.
I
Take
don't
this
have
one
it in
here.
there. I wonder where that page is.
Here, take this one here, you'll see it better.
I don't recall we paid Trinity Police Department for anything.
And then there's also inmate medical costs, Trinity Police Department Jail, $4,962.
6 cents, yes.
I wonder if he means is that the inmates that they arrested over here?
Maybe, but I mean, they're still gonna get charged as being, it'd be like double billing, I guess. Not double billing, but it would show up twice as an expense on here.
They don't still use that jail to book them and move them on to?
No.
No, and even if they did, why would they charge
Charge
that?
that kind of money.
Let me explain something to you. There was never a charge for using that jail in Trinity. The only thing that the county ever paid for was the meals that they fed them. That was a wonderful deal because they could, Trinity has a holding facility. It's not a jail. This is a jail.
Stay
That's a
there for
holding.
2 days.
They can stay there for 48 hours. And from my understanding, they took advantage of it and was putting, they don't have the 3 cells on there, and they was like putting 8 or 10 in a cell or something over, and leaving them over the 48 hours. And they got a different administration over there, and they felt like that it was liability issues, so they cut it out. But Trinity never charged them for holding inmates over there. There was never a charge.
Yeah, that was my question here too, about seeing that on the charges.
Am I right on that, Keith?
I don't know.
So just between the two, you're looking at, you know, in the neighborhood of $19,500. You know what I'm saying right here? Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I don't understand.
We need to get somebody to check it out or
Yes.
something.
Yeah,
We
because
definitely need to check it out.
Well,
Y'all
I'm
over
not
there, someone over there.
someone needs over there, because we haven't received anything to pay them.
It just doesn't mean that they paid it. It means that it might have been plugged
I
in.
bet
It's
it's just a
just
typo.
kind of, it's just misleading.
Maybe a typo or something.
And we didn't like that.
But that definitely needs to be checked out. Probably just put it in the wrong place.
Probably plugged in wrong.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down to-
Okay. Number 19, possible reports.
Well, that was when they first get in here, just I'll show you something. That's an old constable there, that's been there a long time, ain't doing that. But you get this new constable, oh, he's putting everything in. You ever noticed that?
That's what I'm gonna
No, it don't, let me look at you.
No, come on, I was talking.
I get a motion on
It was just, wasn't it?
that?
Report we didn't need.
Receive. Oh, yeah, well, he's a smart one.
He worked my court with me,
Oh, did he?
yeah, you got a lot of problems with this frequent. There's a lot, not only you, people.
Trouble.
Everything was in precinct 3.
Oh, really?
Well, you know, Judge,
Can't all of them be God's country or precinct.
well, if you come on across a little bit there, and
Here you go.
precinct 2 is what it said.
I'm picking on
Now,
Stand up,
see, Joe Lynn went back to 1 and 2 again. Old precinct 3's got the hind
I
to it,
think you won the past 2 months on that.
just 1 month. Where'd she go? Oh,
We got all before you ready?
it.
Yes, sir, that's good.
Number 20, discuss and act appointing a new veteran service officer.
Do we have the reports, Judge, from all these?
That's all, that's
we
all.
need a motion to accept all of them.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, so
All we
moved.
got is this right here, the rest of it.
Second.
So we'll have all the ones where you say all the amounts, we don't have that?
We don't have it.
Okay.
There was a holiday this month. When there's a holiday, everything start off for a month, because it takes 4 days off. They don't have time to fix it before. But go ahead.
That's why.
You got a motion and a second. That's pretty close.
Discuss the constables.
We need to take a vote, Judge.
Okay,
Did we take a vote?
I'm asking.
We got a person, a motion. and a
Yeah,
second.
she said we did. All in favor?
Ah, yeah. Now we go.
Number 20, discuss an act of appointing new veteran service officer, Trinity County. I have 2 applications for them.
I'd like to say something before I get started. Of course, I can't be involved with this because of my relationship with one of the applicants. But, when Ms. McCory was sick, Marcia was approached as possibly helping fill in, but then she passed away. And, she decided to go ahead and apply for the job. But if she's happy with her life right now, if there's someone that was gonna come forward with more, experience or do a better job, she's okay with her life as it is, but she's still excited about the job and wants to do a good job with the county. But that being said, I'm gonna excuse myself from, any further discussion or votes on this.
Do y'all want, did all y'all?
Usually the appointment just comes by you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll just let them know.
Yes, sir, I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
I looked down this one.
Yeah, I can do.
Question right there.
So to address your question on that, that's I guess mistyping, she carried over the housing stuff, that Trinity Police Department jail should actually say Milam County. So it's Milam
Yes.
County. And the same thing, your inmate medical costs, you have Trinity Police Department jail, that should say Milam
I
County.
figured it was typo.
Yeah, we covered that.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Now,
Someone watches it over there.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I love it. Hey.
Well, Judge,
I'm gonna recommend, Marcia Truss as, officer to, take that over there. That's my recommendation.
When it comes,
For appointment.
you can make the appointment anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I know there is a lot of training that has to be done,
Yes.
and you have to be,
Yes, sir.
All right.
That goes good. I need a motion to adjourn.
No, well, no,
We
we
don't-
have to do a motion and a second on
So,
the
Well, if
appointment.
he appoints, we don't have to vote, right?
They
It's
don't
not
have
up
to
to us.
vote, do they?
It's not up to those commissioners, he does the appointment.
I wouldn't think it would be unless it was on the
I
agenda.
don't know.
But it's right on the agenda that way.
Go ahead and do it, and we'll just make it double anyway.
Well, I mean. Need a motion and a second.
Well, she does, you're the one that does sign the time sheet, aren't you?
Let's just make it easy, I'll put a
Okay,
recommendation.
that's
I think it just.
So it just comes to you there.
I'll
That's
make
what
a
we're
recommendation
concerned
that
with there.
the judge does the appointment, I'll make his recommendation, I'll make that in form of motion.
So,
All in favor?
aye.
And,
Motion to adjourn.
that's it. We're all going to school. We'll be gone all week.
Tom?
Okay.